Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Wine. Welcome back to art class. This week, we will be learning all about colors and we will practice blending colors and review some things that we know about color schemes. So as you're starting to choose your colors, one of the things I want you to think about is how does the element of color help express feelings in an artwork? So let's take a look at some of these artworks today. When I look at these four artworks, how does the artist's choice of colors make me feel? When we're talking about these colors, we want to look at the color schemes that the artist chose. A color scheme means the artist used a small group of colors together in one artwork for a reason. Let's start with this one on the bottom. It's an artwork by Pablo Picasso. What do you see when you look at this artwork? What colors did the artist use? How do those colors make you feel about the person in this painting? This artwork is from Picasso's blue period. In this period, he used a lot of blues in his artwork. You can see how the background is medium and dark blues, and the woman in the painting is created using a lot more light blues. It gives it an overall sad feeling, and color is definitely used abstractly because I don't think this woman had a blue face. What about the artwork above it? It's called the Scream. Yes, the person in the artwork looks like they are screaming. But what colors do we see? I see some very dark colors, some blacks. I also see some blues and some oranges. Blues and oranges used together create a lot of contrast. So that contrast helps create the agitated feeling of the person screaming in this artwork. Look at the artwork beside it. What colors do you see here? I see blues, reds, and purples along with the blacks. Those colors, because they are all close to each other, when we look at them on a color wheel, give us a nice harmonious feeling. Those colors look like they go together. And what about the painting on the bottom? This is a painting by the artist Paul Klee. What does this look like to you? It's another abstract portrait, just like Jawlensky, but it's in a different style. What colors do you see here? Yellows, oranges, reds, pinks, the warm colors, which gives me a warm, sunny feeling. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to start to think about what kind of colors you think you might use in your artwork and how those colors could express feelings. You will watch the next video, the one that I have linked here. And in this video, you will be learning how to blend different colors together, and you'll be learning what happens in those areas where one color blends into another. For this artwork, you may either print this handout, or if you don't have a printer at home, it is no problem. You can just color the colors across a plain white sheet of paper in a little strip like this to experiment. You may choose any colors you want as long as you are thinking about how you would use colors to express a feeling. So what do we already know about colors? We know the primary colors. They are red, yellow, and blue. We know that when we mix two primaries together, it gives us a secondary color. If I mix blue and yellow, I'm going to make green the color that's in between it. We have also worked in the past with color schemes such as the cool colors, blue, green, and violet, and how those colors give an artwork a cold or a cool feeling, and the warm colors, red, orange, and yellow. But today there are a few other vocabulary words that we need to learn or review. One thing you will be doing is you will be blending values of one color. If I'm using two different values, we learned about value in second grade when we studied the artist Joseph Albers. Remember, he's the guy that made all the square paintings. Value means whether a color is light or dark. So if we go back to our Picasso example, we see that Picasso used a lot of different values of blue, light and dark blues. In my video, you will see how I used one color to create different values, and you will learn how I use two different values of the same color, like a dark green and a light green. So if you're using two values of one color, it could be a dark and light green, a dark blue and a light blue, a dark red and a light red. What do we call light red? If I mix red and white together, what do I get? That's right, I get pink. So you're going to use different values of one color. You are also going to try using two analogous colors together. What are analogous colors? Analogous colors are two colors that are side by side, two or three side by side on the color wheel. So I could mix red and orange together. Those colors are side by side. I could mix red and violet together. Those colors are also side by side. In my example here, you see that I mixed the blue with the green. Those two colors touch each other on the color wheel, so they are analogous. So in your artwork, you're going to pick any two analogous colors you want. And then finally, you're going to be practicing blending two colors that are complementary. Complementary colors are the colors that are far apart from each other on the color wheel. They are on opposite sides. So in my example, I tried what I saw down here in The Scream. The Scream by Edvard Munch uses the blue and the orange to create a lot of contrast. Look at where blue and orange are located on the color wheel. They are straight across from each other. If I go from the blue to the orange, I draw a straight line to get from one side to the other. Those two colors are complementary. What is another pair of complementary colors? Purple and yellow. So you could try those too. Or finally, green. What's straight across? Red. So this week is all about trying different color combinations. As you're using those colors, think about how each group makes you feel. Watch the next video so that you can see an example of exactly how I can use crayons to blend those colors together. The materials that you will need is either this handout and crayons, or you could always use white paper and crayons. And if you don't have crayons, you could also use something like colored pencils colored chalks, or oil pastels. The only material that is not great for blending is marker because those colors don't really blend from one to the other. So take a look at the next video, and when you're finished, make sure you send me your work. Have a wonderful week. I can't wait to see what your thoughts are in expressing feelings with different colors. And as always, keep on creating.